Good morning, good people. Well, some of you may notice and some of you may not that the big man got some new glasses. Okay. And normally I would say they in chicken chick. In chicken chick is Chinese products that look like the real thing, but they're very cheap. However, these glasses here look like the real thing. I can definitely see, okay? I can see close, I can see far, and I think they look rather handsome. But for 125 pesos delivered, I wonder if they are in chicken chick. Remember, 56, 57 pesos uh, to the dollar. So that's like $2 glasses. But I swear to you, bro, they do not feel like $2 glasses. They feel like the real thing. But anyhow, good people, it's just something you got to look forward to when you come to the Philippines. Remember, in chicken chick, okay? Because most of the products here is is either from China or Japan. Mostly China. Okay? So listen, good people. Let me tell you, romance, love, happiness in the Philippines is not a myth. It's a reality. You can find the most beautiful woman. You can have the most romantic relationship, and you can live your life every day in what would seem to be a dream relationship. It does happen. You can experience it. It's common lifestyle amongst the Asian people. It's not like the West, whereas the woman is combative and she's egotistical, she's confused about her gender, and some of them truly, I would like to ask them what is their definition of a woman. And the reason I say that is because they seem to act, the women in the West, they seem to act as if their way of thinking, their actions is legit, that this is the way it should be. And they bolster support from the white man. The white man supports their aggressive type of mentality. I do believe it's a it's a scheme by which they literally make money and profit on the women having this type of mentality. So it's profitable for those who can profit from it by propagating certain life standards, by propagating certain uh, moral concepts for these women to accept. And when the women take on those concepts, there is an economic gain for the white man in his industrious system. Whereas here in the Philippines, the Asian woman, she doesn't want to compete with the man. The man has his role, she has her role. Now, here in the Philippines, like you would say, head of household, um, who is providing the income. Here in the Philippines, mostly it's the women as overseas workers. Yeah, imagine that. Women are overseas workers. They go overseas. They spend the majority of their life working and sending their money back to the compound where their entire family lives. Most of them don't have husbands. Some of them, some of them have husbands and a family, and they support their family, their children, their husband, etc. But I've also seen it whereas the woman would go to work as an overseas worker. She has a husband and children, and she sends her money to her mom and daddy, and they disperse the money as they see fit to the husband and children. It's often it's often rumored and it's often a case whereby the Filipino overseas worker, she has a husband, children. A lot of times I've seen these scenarios when the children live with one of the parents, either the father's parents or the mother's parents. The mother's an overseas worker, and she's sending that money home to her husband, and her husband is responsible to take care of the kids and her family. You see, and a lot of times he will take that money and he will have him another woman in another household somewhere else, and he will give his kids and his wife's family a very small amount of the money, and he will be actually living with another woman, and his wife, as an overseas worker, will be supporting him and his new wife, his new woman or whatever, girlfriend, whatever. And that's that's common here. That happens often. But the thing of it is that the mindset of these girls are to go to work and what? Support her family. That's their mindset. It's not that they're trying to be the man, it's that they have a sense of moral dedication to the family. And to change the family's condition, they have to go to work. And they will go to work as an overseas worker and work for years, helping support their family and their siblings. So this woman, this Asian woman in the Philippines, is quite different than the Western woman. Could you imagine a Western woman going to work and giving her money to her mother and father? Man, once let's just take a black family. Once once that daughter get a job, first thing she first thing she do before she get her first paycheck is she find her an apartment. She got to go, Jack. Why? Because she want to be independent. She want to take her money and she want to do what she want to do with her money. She ain't thinking about no mama, daddy, and sisters and brothers. It just is not part of the thought process. It's all about me. Okay? And that's the same thing with the sons. You see? Everything is about me, it's about themselves. You see? The Filipina and the Filipino, their first concern is their family. The children are dedicated to the family. The mother and father are dedicated to them and to their siblings. Man, it's remarkable how the Filipina is so. She will go to work and literally send all of her siblings through college, pay for everything, support them so that they can get a college education that she did not get. Mm, imagine that. She will pay for all her siblings and maybe some cousins and nieces and nephews. She will also pay for them too. You see, her sister's kids. She will put them through college as well. So her mindset is not trying to be the man, but simply devoted and dedicated to the family. So imagine if you could get the Filipino and tell her that, okay, in this house, it's like you're an overseas worker. You're working to support this family. All your dedication, all your loyalty, all your trust is right here in this house. You're committed to this, like you would be committed to your mother and father if you were in Saudi or Dubai or any other place working to send money. So you can see that you can have a person who is committed and dedicated and loving to you far beyond anything, if you come from the West, that you've ever seen. You've never seen this type of dedication. You've never seen this type of devotion. This type of care whereby which there's nothing expected in return. Think about that. There's nothing expected in return. When these women go to work and support their family, they don't expect nothing in return. Nothing. Nothing from the mother, nothing from the father, nothing from the siblings. They don't expect nothing in return. Nothing. They do it out of their dedication, out of their love for their family. And that is a cultural difference from the woman in the West. She's dedicated only to herself. She's dedicated only to getting all that she could possibly get, obtain, and have for herself. And I really have a question about her knowledge and understanding what love is. Simply because the things that the woman in the West does has no empathy, has no sympathy, has no love entangled in it anywhere. And most of the time, when you find them like they're so head over heels for this man and that, it's not because they love him, it's because they want to control him. They want to capture him. They want to make him theirs. It's not about love. Because you see, the minute he does anything that she don't approve of, he clamps down on her like the prison guard slams the cell door on an inmate. The whole story changes. Her whole attitude changes. Her everything changes. So what am I saying? I'm saying when you come here, expect something that you've never seen before. And once again, I'm going to tell you, the wow factor is going to be amazing. It's going to be astonishing. The wow factor. Because you haven't seen it before. But all the time, I'm telling you, you have to pay attention to red flags. Why? Because even though this is their culture, this is their way of life, this is how they are, this is how beautiful they are, some of them have some ways that are not beneficial to you. And I say they're survival techniques. You see, you figure like this. You have all the relatives on the compound living together. Okay? And they survive. Every day, all of those people eat. All of those people get something to drink. All of those people make it. All the babies get milk, etc., etc. Because somehow or another, they survive. And they have different ways of surviving. But whatever they get, they bring it together. And when they bring it together, that makes enough, a sufficient amount for everyone. Sometimes more than enough. So, her survival techniques in a relationship could be that she's trying to get what she can get to survive. Not thinking that this relationship is going to last, or that even though she's dedicated to the relationship, she's still in a survival mode. Dysfunctional, you might say. Toxic, you might say. But it's a survival mode that has an inability to trust to an extent that would allow your relationship to be what's considered normal in an Asian relationship. If that makes sense to you guys. So, Filipina is complicated. She's very complicated. And at the same time, she's very simple. Don't take much to please her. Don't take much to make her happy. And it don't take much to make her smile. And if you can make her smile, make her happy, please her, you have the most beautiful creature on the face of the earth. But you have to be sure that the red flags are not present. Okay? Then you have this relationship, this wonderful relationship, this extraordinary relationship, the thing that you've been searching for, what makes it worth coming 8,000 miles for, what makes it worth retiring and selling everything and moving to the Philippines. Yeah, it's worth it because you can't find it nowhere else. You certainly can't find it in the West, and you can find it here, but it's not like digging for gold. It's just that sometimes you have to move some dust out the way in order to get the shine of the furniture. And that's the only thing. Some Filipinos is like dust. You need to move them out the way, and then you're gonna see the one that's meant for you. Okay? So don't get disgruntled. If you have a bad relationship, don't get downtrodden if you have a bad relationship. Because that means what? You're only closer to the one that I'm talking about. That's the bomb. Okay? Listen, good people. Remember one thing for sure and two for certain. When you help other people from the bottom of your heart, you're truly helping yourself. God bless and take care. And I'm still trying to get what? 5,000 subscribers. And I can get it how? Only by you spreading the word. The big man in the Philippines on YouTube. Take care. God bless. Love you guys.